are a lot of phobias that we can understand. The fear of heights, the fear of spiders, even the fear of clowns. But these 10 phobias are a little bit more unusual. Number 10, Omphalophobia, the fear of belly buttons. Whether it's their own belly button or the belly buttons of other people, this weird phobia is a very real problem for those that suffer from it. They don't like people touching their navel, and many are flat out terrified or disgusted at the mere sight of their own or other people's belly buttons. Some even tell tales of being afraid that their guts would fall out if someone pulls or prods their stomach. Famous omphalophobics include Khloe Kardashian and singer Jenny Frost. Number 9, Ideophobia, the fear of ideas. Ever met someone who was really stubborn? Someone who wouldn't leave their ideologic comfort zone under any circumstances and refused to be open to any new ideas or suggestions? You may have been speaking with someone who has ideophobia. Usually caused by a traumatic episode somewhere in the sufferer's past, ideophobia refers to the distrust or irrational fear of new thoughts. The thought that random thoughts could send someone into a panic is, well, it's a new thought to us. Number 8, Oikophobia, the fear of home surroundings. Your home is meant to be the most comforting place in your world, but that's not how it works for everyone. Those with oikophobia have a general fear of their home and specific fears linked to items found in their home, such as household appliances, electrical equipment, baths, anything that could be perceived to have dangerous qualities. Oikophobia is not to be confused with the fear of your actual house, however. That's a thing too, and it's called domatophobia. Number 7, Aurophobia, the fear of finding gold. There are a lot of phobias on this list we can't profess to understand, but this one is really baffling. We can't imagine a scenario where we wouldn't love stumbling across a pile of gold. But aurophobias can even suffer panic attacks when they do so much as worry about spending time with something made from gold. For some, this fear is linked to a fear of what gold represents, wealth and power. Number 6, Hippopotomonstrosesquippedaliophobia, the fear of long words. What a very cruel trick the person who named this phobia pulled. This phobia may seem so absurd that it couldn't possibly exist. But let us assure you, the fear of long words is all too real for some. And when you break it down, the long name, Hippopotomonstrosesquippedaliophobia, is entirely justifiable, if ironic. Hippo comes from a misspelling of hippopotamus, monstra leads to monstrous, or something large and terrifying, while sesquipedalio comes from a word meaning measuring 1.5 feet long. Explicable or not, the name is still really mean though. Number 5, Geniophobia, the fear of chins. And we couldn't understand the belly button thing. This phobia can sometimes lead its sufferers to avoid talking or interacting with anyone who has a chin they perceive to be unattractive. And apparently, the likelihood of a geniophobic's fear stemming from some kind of run-in with Jay Leno is extremely low, though the geniophobic would surely avoid Leno like the plague. Instead, it is more likely that the geniophobic once fell and injured their chin. Number 4, Papaphobia, the fear of the Pope. His Holiness, just like the religion he represents, is clearly not for everyone. Papaphobia, which comes from the Greek word papas, meaning papa, is an example of how someone can grow to fear authority figures. Just in this instance, one very specific authority figure. A papaphobic might find themselves unable to enter churches for funerals or weddings, and can even suffer panic attacks at the mere mention of the Pope. Number 3, Phobophobia, the fear of phobias. If you can fear it, then you can fear fearing it. This phobia is very closely linked with anxiety disorders, and sufferers can be triggered even when there is no observable reason for their fear to manifest. It's almost as if the anticipation of fear can become fear itself. And we can't imagine that it's a very fun way to live. Number 2, Anatidaephobia, the fear that somewhere in the world there is a duck watching you. A lot of people are scared of certain types of birds. This phobia takes things to the next level. Anatidaephobics are constantly stressed because they walk around through life with an ever-present feeling that there is a duck nearby biding their time ready to attack them. Oftentimes, sufferers will have had an unpleasant altercation with a duck when they were a child. To be fair, those little feathered fellas have been known to attack people without provocation, but unfortunately that event has stuck with them. Don't worry, Anatidaephobics, we said stuck, not duck. And speaking of getting stuck, number 1, Arachibutyrophobia, the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. To be clear, this is not the fear of peanut butter. Sufferers of Arachibutyrophobia might even love peanut butter. Nope, this is all about how the iconic spread interacts with the roof of your mouth. And that makes this an easy choice for the number 1 spot on this list of weird real life phobias. For some, their Arachibutyrophobia is actually related to a fear of choking, but they have zeroed in on a very specific but unlikely cause. Others still let their fear of sticky situations stop them from eating anything related to peanuts, including peanut butter ice cream and peanut sauces. Luckily, this phobia is quite treatable. Or, you could just not eat peanut butter. Thanks for watching another Daily Top 10's Top 10 video. And remember, it's our duty to entertain and yours to subscribe.